make demons evil again? Is that too much to ask for? If you guys haven't noticed, there's been a very tired trope, not lately, for a while. No race can be inherently evil.
She's a sapien. Of course she thinks all demons are the same.
Devil May Cry has people talking about it again, where now apparently the demons from hell are not evil. They're some of them are good and they're just poor refugees. Apparently, orcs are black people and demons are brown people, I guess. That's what we're going with. Now, before I get too deep into this, I want to also discuss that, yeah, there are interpretations where the demons aren't necessarily evil. My favorite anime, personally, Yu Yu Hakusho, has, of course, demons in it. But, obviously, not all the demons are evil. Now, I would say that, for in that instance, it's coming from Japan, right? Where they have a different understanding of... Their religion has a much more different type of thinking than something like a Jewish Christian religion, where it's very definitively evil, hell, demons, good, angels, right? But big difference here with something like Yu Yu Hakusho, where the many others that do it, that portray the demons as not evil, kind of gray, is the fact that that's not built into the world. Devil May Cry, the demons are from hell. Now, admittedly, I'm not a Devil May Cry fan, really. I never really played the games. I'm just noticing what's going on Twitter, and it's been happening in other stuff. And the Adi, whatever the hell his name, the director of this, he likes to do this. He is, I don't know, man, dude. What did the church do to this guy? Or is this just him trying to scream out for relevance? Who knows? It's sad. It's pathetic.
I want to thank you for having me on your show. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for the great question.
I remember that guest was like bottom 3 guests, in my opinion. I don't mean as far as quality, like he was fine. I hated that cocksucker so much. God, I hated that fucking guy. And I don't mean that gay way. I don't think he actually sucks dick or anything. I just think he's a piece of shit. And I don't care if he does suck dick. I would much rather the guy was awful. That was awful. And I watched his piece of shit TV show up until or movie.
I saw the whole thing. Yeah, Jackie and I watched it together.
Bridge too far for me. I got to the point where he's in it as the mastermind, and I was like, okay, buddy, I didn't know you're an asshole and a retard.
The dude did really good with something like Judge Dredd, as people know, love that. There's some other stuff, like even season 1 Castlevania was really good, but this guy's got a problem, and he's not going to stop it. He's not the only one doing it. So this is kind of kickstarted the conversation about making demons evil. Now, I'm just started watching Free Rent, and yes, the demons are definitively evil in this. Not everybody knows this, right? Not everyone in the show knows that the demons are evil, and that is played against the humans, other races, for more acts of evil. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at is that people are afraid to make a clearly evil race, which is silly. And I've talked about in other videos where I say afraid, but it's also they just think that, to not have a single race have one path forward, evil or good, that's lazy writing. They have that stuck in their head, which is just entirely not true. Unless you can, in the same breath, call Tolkien Lord of the Rings lazy, just doesn't make sense. From the clip that I've seen with the demons in this, it's just essentially all they're doing with removing this alignment of their evil, which we can really narrow down the evil races just being anti-human. They just turned these guys into humans with horns. That's it. That's the difference. It's the same thing that the Rings of Power did with orcs, just making them people of tusk. Stop it. That's lazy. It's like every time these writers are like, if I can't therapy session my villains through this, then it's not cool. Which, no, it's just gay. I don't want therapy sessions in my stories at all. And that's really what they want. They want to show these demons having their therapy session to the main characters of why they should feel bad for them. When it's like, you're literally from hell. Like, biblical hell, guys. Now, this type of thinking, I think we can say, might root from John Milton's Paradise Lost. Unintentionally so, from people misinterpreting it, with the famous line of, better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven, which is very often quoted from people that don't understand the book. That, like, as if that coming from Satan is like, oh yeah, I kind of get your point of view. Like, God is a dick because he kicked you out of heaven, but he's the embodiment of good. So that makes him a dick. It's just crazy to think that the embodiment of good, we'd rather be in hell, even if we're in charge of some people, it's still hell, than be in heaven serving the embodiment of good. It's like people can't correlate the fact that slavery, when it comes to serving humans, bad. But we are slaves of the embodiment of good. How is that a bad thing? Right? And if you actually look at the book Paradise Lost, it's this guy just trying to cope. The devil Lucifer coping this entire time, being like, no, I'm actually doing way better now that I was kicked out of heaven. Guys, look at my cool kingdom, and everything he makes just doesn't compare to what God has created. I'm just sick and tired of all these different medium stories just keep on going back to, well, what if the bad guys were actually have a sad past? I don't care. They're evil. Keep them evil. Make demons evil, right? Like the demons are supposed to be like, okay. And I'm not saying exactly how you have to write things, right? I'm not trying to pigeonhole you, but like demons from hell, maybe possibly try to keep them evil. But we have this problem where it's not just that, oh, we subverted the evil guys, the demons, and they're actually good. But now we also have the humans, probably Christian, are evil. Like, whoa, mind blown. Never seen that subverted. So I would love it if we would just please get away from this completely boring trope and try to just maybe have a race that's evil. Because guess what? If you have a race that's evil, you can also have another race in fantasy that's not evil. That is more the gray. I'm not saying that you have to, but there is this whole notion of people that fight against you being like, it's boring, get it out. It's like, well, it's a race that thinks differently than other races. How is that not more dynamic? Like, think for 2 seconds. One of the annoying things is, like, I can already see people being like, well, what about the representation? What about talking about these kind of stories? And then, like, I think back, I saw somebody post, and I'm like, yo, Full Metal Alchemist did the brown people getting oppressed by the government type of thing, which wasn't, like, direct current day politics injected. It was similar, but different enough and different of a story where it was just done way, way better. And guys, if you've recognized this tattoo from Full Metal Alchemist, it's a reference to it, not direct. But if you do, put a comment below what you think it is, and also you have to subscribe at that point. But yeah, there's stories, there's ways to do it. Really, this is just Ari, whatever the fuck his name is, dude wearing makeup, which huge red flag that I've noticed that he's done that. It's like just a very clear sign that this guy just wants attention. He's very sad about fucking something. Who knows? Probably something stupid. Who knows? But like putting the makeup on and destroying people's IPs because from what I can see, the Devil May Cry fan base is not happy with it. And nor is anyone happy with this when it happens to the other stories, which with me is very big when it happened to Rings of Power. Was not cool when it happens to anything like that. They just take your dumb allegorical messaging bullshit and make your own IP, do your own fucking story, and then at least at that point, if it sucks or it's still gay like this, then at least it's your own IP that people aren't going to get bothered about. Because that's the thing. What from it appears, it's like the identity of Devil May Cry is being affected by this show. Because that's not how the demons, from what I know, are portrayed in that game. So it's taken away from that, the lore of Devil May Cry's identity. And the identity of that stuff is very important. That's why orcs have to be evil in Lord of the Rings. Like, you want to do your own story? There's plenty of fantasy stories that do it well, where the orcs aren't necessarily evil. Guys, I care about good stories being written, not this lazy bullshit where it's just some dude with a huge ego like Ari just trying to put their personal politics, beliefs, and whatever else and shove it into your face, and at the same time killing your IP, or harming the IP that you love. But either way, anyways, I care about just good stories being written, and we're just not going to get that with what's been currently coming out, not to mention the lack of original stories coming out. And I'll show myself here, guys. I have a novel, Illumination Toolsmith, Tale of the Dunce Whisperer, which is a fantasy comedy. Harry Potter meets Office Space. If that interests you, please check it out. The link to it is below. And guess what? Halfway through, it turns into much more of an action fantasy story. And he's fighting demons that are evil. There's no question if they're good or not. They're demons, they're evil. That's how it was designated. That's the core of my lore for demons. They're evil. If you want another fantasy story by another indie creator, Brian McCoppin has the Record of Paladins series going on. 2 books out for that. I will also put that link down below in the description of this video. And that is very much Christian fantasy. So there's not many of that where it's like true Christian fantasy. Those 2 elements thrown in like this book. So if that's something that interests you, check that out again. But guys, I have to tell you something. If you made it this far, you are retarded. But that's okay. We're all retarded here. We're all on the short bus. Please, if you wouldn't mind, subscribe. And at this point, subscribing to anyone's channel is just really a like plus a little bit more, because it just doesn't really mess with anybody's algorithm anymore. So yeah, please subscribe. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Because if you enjoyed what I said and you want to hear more of my retarded storytelling takes, like I said, subscribe and watch my content. And then, go on with this journey and you'll realize that we're all retarded. We're all retarded all along. It's just depending if you're self-aware or not that you're retarded. And life's a lot better once you accept that fact.
Cruising down the highway, never busting loud. On a short bus, we're the kings of the crowd.